What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mix It Up podcast. I am Mike, by myself this week. Um, Trying to get over this flu, I guess. I don't know what the fuck I got. For the people that listen, well, you diehard fans out there, you might have noticed when I was clearing my throat on a few podcasts ago, probably like 4 or 5 podcasts ago. Kind of been like sick since then. One of the topics is yeah, we're gonna go over like how it's like this respiratory illness is like up in like 44 states, like record numbers. So whatever's going around, I got it. And I tell you, man, it's just like it's tough. It's tough. I've been on the quill. For people that don't know, the quill is NyQuil. You know what I'm saying? The quill's the best. If you're ever sick, it's the best part of being sick. Because you take us like a little scoop of that. Sometimes the recommended dose is like I think it's like 30 milligrams or whatever. They have like the little cup. I go a little overboard. You know what I'm saying? I go maybe like 45. I do like a little, maybe an extra half a cup. I get a little dangerous out there. But I've been drinking that pretty much every night for the past few days. But yeah, I've been like it's like that congestion shit. Like my nose has been all stuffy, been blowing my nose. First, I had like a little bit of a cough that seems to dissipate. That kind of went away. I don't really cough anymore. Um, but I still feel like that. Like I still feel nasally. Like I talk a little bit out of my nose. Maybe it's not as bad as I was, but I tell you, man, this shit definitely hit me hard. I was supposed to go away last weekend. Missed that. Could not get out. Tried. I tried. I was like, let me just go get in my car, pack my stuff, and go. But couldn't do it, man. Couldn't handle it, and missed out on that. It's a shame. What am I gonna do? Shit happens. You're sick. You're sick. You know what I mean? But had like a little scary incident happen Monday when I went back to work. I was driving home from one of my accounts. I don't know if anybody listened that has any idea what I'm about to talk about, but it's a little weird. So all of a sudden, I got in my car. I'm leaving like upstate New York, right? A car. I'm about like 50 minutes from home, and all of a sudden, I was walking out to my car, and I noticed like out of my left eye, I noticed like this little like squiggly line that kept like moving, almost like static or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see static on a TV or some shit. It's very hard to explain. Very weird. It's a very weird feeling. So I seen this squiggly line out of my left eye. I'm like, what the fuck? And I kind of got lightheaded for a second. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I got in my car. I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I better drive to like the hospital or, I was worried for a second. I gotta be honest. I was real worried because all of a sudden I tried to look straight ahead. Like I went up and I looked in my mirror in my car and I tried to look straight ahead at it. And it almost like I had a blind spot out of my left eye. I couldn't see like straight. I could see, but it was like almost like I had like a blind spot in my eye where I just couldn't focus. That's probably the best part of it. I couldn't focus. It's almost like something happened neurologically or whatever, and it threw me off. I like my balance was fine. Like I could, I was driving, I could see everything. But I tell you, man, and then I was driving, I'm like, all right, I gotta find like one of those quick stops to go get checked or whatever. So did all that. I mean, again, my blood pressure was like a little high again. They said they gave me some other shit to take, but I have to go for blood work next week, all that stuff. I got 2 doctor's appointment they scheduled me for next week. Definitely a little bit concerning. I was like, shit, like, is this the end? But it's definitely a strange feeling, man. Just like a weird fucking like not even a vibration, just like what I'm seeing. Like, and then they said the doctor said it could have been like an ocular, which means eye, apparently, an ocular migraine, which is, it's weird. It's like kind of like what I just described, and it lasts like a few minutes. So it lasts about like probably a good 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And when I'm still driving and it kind of like went away, but I still felt off, went home, slept. But definitely strange, man. Definitely strange. And yeah, it doesn't help that I've been sick for a few weeks now, trying to get over this stuff. And to be on this NyQuil, I mean, not to sound all sad and whatever, but now I'll get into like maybe a funny story. But being on this NyQuil, I don't know if people realize this, but it's been a thing. If you take NyQuil, excuse me, if you take NyQuil, a lot of people have the thing called NyQuil nightmares. So when I'm on a dose and a half, my shit is not like I don't really have nightmares. I mean, I did have kind of one where for some reason I'm around the table full of like three guys from India and they stole my phone. For some reason they stole my phone. I was like, or one of them took my phone by accident and I had his phone by accident. So I called him. I'm like, oh, listen, you got my phone. We got to meet up. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, you're good. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, you got my phone. Like, we got to meet up. He's like, oh, I'm too far gone. I'm like, what do you mean I'm too far gone? I'll come get you. I'll come find you. I need my phone back. Like, I need my contact. It's like, no, don't worry about it. And I was just like, what the fuck? And, when you're dreaming, it seems like, it seems real, but whatever. I'm like, and I woke up. Okay, that was one of them. It was stupid. But then I had another one that involves friends of the podcast. My co-host that just disappears on me, pretty much every other week. So it was me, Nick, Crazy Chris, and Eugene. And for some reason, we all went to the Taylor Swift concert. I don't know why, you know. So we just, I think it was like at the Garden. I think it's everybody was trying to get these tickets. And I don't know, maybe because I seen in real life, like Ticketmaster was charging like $14,000 for Taylor Swift. I'm like, you could buy a car. Why would you pay that money to go see that chick sing about songs about her ex-boyfriends, you know? But anyway, so we're there. We go to MSG and I see another friend of ours, uh Joe Rubo. He was there, but he didn't come with us. He was there in the suite in the box, and he was wearing sunglasses like at night. And I'm like, what are you doing wearing sunglasses at night here? And he's like, oh, I own this place. I'm like, you own this place? So I was like, what the fuck? And then right there, I should have known I was fucking dreaming. But I tell you, when you're on the astral plane and you're on NyQuil, it's like you're on the astral plane, but you're just tripping. It's like you're on acid, and it was just bugged out right the whole time. So we were there, we're chilling, and then the reason why we were there, I was telling people because we kept running into like random people, and we were telling people, "Oh yeah, we got tickets, but we really came to see the opening act." And like, who's the opening act? And I was like, Jackass. So yeah, apparently like the opening act was just Jackass on stage doing Jackass things. They were like breaking shit, they were destroying everything. The whole stage was just in fucking chaos. It was just fucking like throwing 2x4s over each other, doing all the jackass shit like fucking Bam Bam and Majera and Johnny Knoxville shit. So yeah, we went to go see like the opening act, but Taylor Swift happened to be the the lead. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. Jackass opening for Taylor Swift. So we're there just chilling in the fucking box, and then Crazy Chris, it's like around Christmas time, and then Crazy Chris runs into Miguel Plywood's brother Billy, and so we see Billy there, and Crazy Chris is like, "Oh look, Billy, he's dressed as Santa." Like Billy has this like white beard and shit, and it looks like fucking Santa Claus. So Chris goes over, fucking sits on Miguel Plywood's brother's lap, asking him for gifts and shit. And then I'm like, yo, get me that new PlayStation, bro. And then like he's like, yeah, I got you. Like, and then meanwhile, Miguel Plywood's brother is just all of a sudden giving out gifts and shit. And then the jackass people want to come up and meet us. And then Taylor Swift comes up and she's like, Mike, I haven't seen you in a minute. And I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, Taylor. It's like, nice to see you. Like, and then she's like, don't worry. Like, I'm not mad at you, but I am going to write a song about you, about how you diss me and shit. And I'm going to call it All Too Well and shit. And then she's like, oh, I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's great. Just give me fucking more bad news and shit. Can't wait to hear it on the radio, Taylor. And then that was pretty much it. But it's just like it's all these crazy fucking NyQuil. Like I don't have NyQuil nightmares. Like if it's a real thing, Google it. There's really people that have NyQuil nightmares when they go on. My shit is just fucking trippy as fuck. I'm like, how does my brain even think that? I don't get it. How does it like Jackass opening for Taylor Swift? Like what is this? Like sometimes I wonder like the fuck's going on at night when I'm fucking sleeping. But anyway, that's my story on the quill. Definitely still I feel like a little bit better today, but just got to go for all that blood work and all that bullshit and see what's up. But it is going around. Like I said, one of the topics we're gonna discuss is how this respiratory illness is just like at the highest levels. Like the Center of Disease Control Prevention, the CDC, that reported like all this. Like they haven't seen anything like this really. I mean, I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it's a new strand of COVID. It seems like it's just weird how like 44 states this shit is up. Like, is this a problem because everybody was wearing masks for a couple of years and now we're not? So now it's just we're more susceptible to catching this kind of stuff. You know, that could be one aspect. Is it the new COVID? Is people gonna freak out about that? Is it, you know, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Nobody seems to know. They're not really giving out answers. It's just part of like an historic flu season that's gonna just fucking hit us because remember, like all of a sudden, like during COVID, the flu just magically disappeared. You know what I mean? I don't know where it went. I don't know. It just went into hiding or something, and now it's like coming back like full force. And it's weird for me because I never get sick more than like a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Usually, if I get sick, it's like, oh, I feel like shit, and it's usually like I'm one and done, like 24 hours maybe, something like that. I never get sick for like long periods of time, and this is the first time like I've been sick for an extended period. So definitely odd. So if you see people walking around sneezing, coughing, man, it's definitely something going on. I mean, I'm not about to start wearing a mask and all that bullshit again. No way. Not going back to those days. Tell you that. If they force us to start wearing masks again, I tell you what, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna be one of those, the people they call Karens. I'm gonna be at the supermarket or whatever. I'm like yelling at people. I'm not wearing a mask. Fuck you. And then I'm gonna fucking cough in their face and do all that fucking shit. Those are the heroes. Let me tell you, those people in the beginning, those motherfuckers were the heroes. They came out firing. They're like, I ain't fucking wearing no fucking shit. They're coughing on motherfuckers. Like, take that. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. People lost their like jobs over that. I think one lady that did that, like I forgot what she was at a clothes store, and some lady, some fucking lunatic was filming her because she wasn't wearing a mask. And so the lady without the mask, did the fake cough on her. It's like, oh, I mean, I would probably have done the same thing because like, fuck you. Why are you filming me? I'm just trying to return socks and you're fucking like filming me over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just return my Fruit of the Looms and shit and be on my way. You don't have to fucking film me and try to embarrass me because I'm not wearing a mask. I would feel like kind of like embarrassed. Like, who the fuck you? I would have grabbed her phone and probably fucking chucked that at her head. And you could tell she's one of those fucking uptight, stuck up, part of my language, but cunts. You know what I mean? That just, she's probably like a carpet licker too. Just a real piece of fucking work, man. To fucking film her, put her on social media, get her fired, get her arrested. They actually arrested her They said it was assault. They said I forgot. I wish I had the name of this people, but I seen it like on it was on an episode of like Court TV. I don't know if people ever seen Court TV, but they show outrageous events at like court and shit and videos. But that was like a popular video going around, and they actually sent her to jail or whatever for a couple of days, and then she was on like some kind of like probation, and she lost like a lot of her friends at the time, and like her kids went to the whatever school they went to, they were kind of like shunned because of that. But now, if you look at it back today, that poor woman, she was right. The fucking mask didn't fucking do shit to prevent or whatever the coronavirus is all just a fucking tactic to fucking make you put shit around your face.
Would you let me lick you
So
everywhere?
yeah, you definitely feel bad for the Karens of the world out there that just kind of like they stuck to their beliefs. They didn't want to fucking, you know, be part of this communist fucking thing where you're just forced to fucking do shit. I still can't believe we fucking came at it. Like we had to deal with all that shit during the pandemic. Yeah, you couldn't leave your house. You were spraying like mail, like pieces of mail. Like you were spraying like Lysol and shit on. Like what the fuck? Like yo, the media did a number on us. I admit too, like in the beginning, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I just thought it was the end. I'm like, all right, this is how we die. Like everybody's just gonna get this virus and either we all die or turn into fucking zombies and eat each other. I mean, listen, eventually we all gotta go. So, you know, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing not the whole zombie thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to see that. That's too scary, but I would like to see during my lifetime, like I don't want to just die like catching a disease or whatever. I want to see the end of the world. If there's a fucking big meteor coming, I want to be able to like I want to see it end. I want to see how the story ends. You know, I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, can't the world can't exist forever, right? I mean, everything has a beginning and an end. So you got to figure this ball fucking that we're on called Earth just shooting a gazillion miles an hour, hurling through space. Eventually, we're gonna hit some shit, right? I mean, look up to the moon. Like the moon's been hit with mad shit. There's fucking craters. Even our fucking planet, like Arizona, got a crater. There's fucking meteors that hit the ocean like left and right. You know what I mean? Because the Earth, if you think about it, it's like what, like 2/3 water or some fucking shit like that. If I remember my, I don't know, history, no, geography, whatever. If I remember that correctly, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be nice to, know how the story ends of this place. I mean, we really haven't been here that long, right? We had a bunch of dinosaurs roaming the earth. Then we had like monkeys, and then like us. Eventually some shit's gonna happen. Maybe Elon Musk comes up with this insert that he wants to put in people's brain to make us cyborgs and shit. He wants us to make us robots. Eventually that's gonna happen. Gonna hook up like neurons to our fucking little chip in our brain that he's gonna insert it either inside our head, inside the skull, or they're just gonna shoot something through our up through our veins and arteries to get to the neurons. And eventually we're just gonna be fucking computers and shit. Walking around computers. But you know what? I'm not scared about it. Like, give it to me. Make me a robot. You know, give me like superpowers. Powers. You want to give me like superpowers? Shoot me up with that shit, man. If you can, if you're telling me you're gonna shoot something through my veins that it's gonna give me the ability to dunk a basketball, shoot me up. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of my biggest dreams. I had dreams. Speaking of like old dreams, I had dreams that I dunked basketballs. I mean, that's insane, right? I mean, probably, but I had dreams and I felt it, and it felt so real. I was on the astral plane, I was just fucking dunking. I was throwing it down on fucking people. I'm like, yo, this feels great. But yeah, that's what I would do with my superpower cyborg shit that Elon Musk is gonna injecting my fucking forehead. Yeah, but anyway, I digress. But speaking of Duncan basketballs, we were kind of late to the party. We when we recorded the podcast last week, Brittany Griner got like you know released from Russian prison like the day after last week's podcast. So I guess I'll bring that up. Great trade by us, huh? Getting fucking Brittany Griner back. So basically, if people haven't heard by now, we this fucking Biden administration got Brittany Griner released from Russia. Yay! Yay! You did such a great job, Biden. Yay! But at what cost? My man, it's crazy. Like Russia, I give it up to Russia, man. You fucking played us like fools. Not us, but the Biden administration and those fucking doofuses that work there.
Yeah, things are going great.
They Russia got one of their arms dealers, a guy that's been going around selling weapons to fucking terrorists all around the world, selling shit to kill Americans, right? All these fucking arms, whatever, right? My man got released. He went to jail in like 2011 and shit. They had a big trial like down Manhattan, and he went to jail, whatever. And Russia got him. And you know what we got? Not anybody else locked up abroad, overseas in Russia. We got Brittany Griner back. Okay. I mean, how's that trade? It was one of the first things before anybody said anything. I was like, I went on Twitter. I was like, oh, great trade. I'm like, who's Russia's GM? Fucking Danny Ainge. For anybody that don't know, that's a basketball reference. NBA Danny Ainge just fleeces people in trades since he was a GM on the Boston Celtics and now the Utah Jazz. Just fleeces people. So we got this fucking bitch back. That first off, she was one of them that kind of dissed America. I mean, let's be real. She was one of like the people that say America sucks. She hates it. She's definitely one that wanted to kneel for the flag and all that. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna get into your political beliefs. Whatever you believe is fine. But yeah, when she went to jail, it almost seemed like in Russia, it almost seemed like karma. Because then you got a taste of what it's like to be arrested in a foreign country. And you got to be like, you got to miss home. You got to miss America now. It's like when it's like you don't, it's when you lose like say you break up with an ex or whatever. And then you kind of like, oh shit, I really didn't appreciate her while I had her. You appreciate people like or whatever, when you don't have them anymore. So it kind of seemed like hopefully she seemed that way. She appreciated it more when it's gone and taken away from her. But who knows? I mean, she could come back and she could probably care less. But like I said, it's like that's on you to determine whether you believe. I believe it's like karma. You know what I mean? Sure, America has their own problems, but not problems like Russia, lady. All right, Toots. You know what I'm saying? Like you're lucky. You're out. You're out now. You're back home. But listen, it's a good thing. You don't want any American citizen locked up abroad. You know, I mean, let's be real. Like, you don't want that to happen. But Russia definitely played us. They took an American citizen that got arrested for a fucking vape cartridge, which is just, I mean, that's come on, man. That's like petty. And they held her and got an arms dealer out of it. Like, I mean, Biden, what the fuck are you doing, man? You don't give up somebody that is probably gonna go back to like into the arms race again and start fucking selling weapons, and you're gonna probably hear something down the road years from now. Oh, where'd this terrorist get the weapon to use on so and so? Oh, that remember that Russian arms dealer we set free for the girl that could dunk a basketball that didn't like the country to begin with? Yeah, that's the guy. He killed a whole bunch of people. So I mean, stay tuned for that because you think this guy is just gonna get out of jail and then go get a real job? Like, was he gonna go fucking apply at fucking Chuck E. Cheese, fucking Target or something? You know, you're not gonna see him ringing your fucking items up. That's for sure. Yeah, kind of like I don't know. It's very strange, man. But then I had a thought, like, what if Brittany Griner, she hates like America so much. What if because she's been playing basketball overseas in Russia for quite some time? What I guess she's been back and forth. What if she is in cahoots with Russia? She's like, oh, fake arrest me, so we'll get an arms dealer out, and it'll be a great trade. But I won't be actually in Russian prison. I'll be in a fucking 4 seasons of Russia. You never know. Absolutely never know. But I'm about to cough my head off right now. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break and I'll be right back on the Mixed Up Podcast. We'll talk more topics. Be right back. All right, we are back on the Mix It Up Podcast. All right, we talked about some other stuff here. Yeah, I got a couple more topics I guess I'll discuss with you guys. See if you guys like it or not. This is one of them. So we're living in a crazy time. I think people are fucking nuts. All these fucking, we talked about this before, all the pronoun people, they want to be called this, that, what, he, she, them, whatever the fuck. All you fucking people are psychotic. Now, there's a new thing going around. There's a new group. There are people. This is true. I wish I was making this up, but this is true. People are literally disabling themselves.
You's a fucking nut, nigga.
Or acting like they're disabled, and they're calling themselves trans abled.
Oh my god, I did. Is this bad?
Can you believe that? Let that sink in. There's people going around like either like getting surgeries to get like, I don't know, cockeyed legs or cockeyed arms or cockeyed whatever. And they're going around in wheelchairs and crutches and all this shit. And they're calling themselves transabled. What the fuck is going on? I mean, you kind of hear about these stories on like A&E, with like the hoarders, with the people just fucking collecting everything and can't let anything go and they just fucking living like garbage. I'm like, I could see that because you people are fucking nuts. But this is a whole fucking another level, man. They're actually disabling themselves, like actually doing that. I don't know what doctors are performing these kind of operations. Maybe they go into fucking some third world country and like, yo, disable me. You know what I'm saying? Like out of control. What are people doing, man? I really like I can't take it anymore. I read these stories. I'm like, is this really true? Are people really doing this? And then I'm like, this got to be like the onion, right? It's got to be the onion. You got to be fake news, right? And sure enough, it wasn't the onion. These people are doing it. Like, what's gonna happen next? Are people gonna be trans retarded?
Brian, I think you should
And
leave.
people are just gonna make themselves retarded? you know, they're gonna go around the duh. Are they really gonna fuck it? I tell you, there's probably a group that are fucking probably doing that, and they won't get ridiculed for it. People will praise them for some fucking strange reason because that's how they gonna identify now. Can you imagine like what the fuck? If this kind of stuff was like happening back in the day, like there's just no way. It would not happen. You know? Can't be trans retarded or trans abled. People are just really like losing their fucking mind. I mean, I don't know what else to really say about that. I mean, it's one thing to act retarded, but to actually like want to be retarded and like call yourself trans retarded, I'm telling you, it's coming. You know it is. I mean, sure, it'll probably piss off a lot. It'll probably piss off the actual retards. They'll probably get fucking more upset. And don't forget the people that listen to the show. Like I work with a bunch of retards when I was working at a supermarket. They are. I mean, listen. When I say retarded, I'm saying it out of love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it to be negative or any like that kind of stuff. Like you are what you are. They were retards. You know what I'm saying? But they were great people, man. I worked with a few of them. I mean, shit, we took one to like a strip club one time. It was hilarious. Another guy, like one of the guys was getting like a BJ at a bus stop in broad daylight. Like they just they just live their lives, man. And they don't give a fuck what you think. This one guy just like he had like a house on or his mom had like they were rich or whatever. But she just had him work there just to I don't know, socialize, I guess. He had like a house in fucking like Shelter Island or whatever he would fucking go to. And I remember we were going, yeah, it was like me, Eugene, Powers, a couple other guys. We were probably going to see Miguel Plywood in Shelter Island because he had a house down there too during the summertime. So we are gonna surprise him. So I asked one of the retarded bagger, Andrew. I'm like, listen, bro, like, you know how to get to fucking, Shelter Island? My man pulled out the back in the day, they had like legit like maps. You know what I'm saying? Like real life maps. It wasn't MapQuest. It wasn't like online. He pulled that paper out, man. He pulled that paper, put the map down in New York. He was fucking drawing lines, had to get to fucking Shelter Island. It's like, doing the arrows, doing all this. And I mean, I couldn't believe it. He was fucking showing me how to get there. I'm like, sure. I mean, if I listened to him, I probably would have ended up in Canada. But just the fact that he actually pulled out a map and tried to show me how to get to Shelter Island, it was pretty amazing. So so he was I'm just kidding. He actually did show me how to get to Shelter Island. Like no joke. Like I'm like, how do you fucking know this? I don't even know how to fucking do this. It's like sometimes I think like I know I'm on the spectrum, but sometimes, man, I'm definitely going over that spectrum. Not gonna lie. Certain things in life, like I am definitely behind the line. You know what I'm saying? So he was funny. Like he was another funny one. There was the guy that did the carts. He was hilarious. There was one that looked like Gargamel from the Smurfs. He was pretty funny. They just like, they were funny. They were just fucking funny people. I hated the people that, could make fun of them. I never liked those kind of people. I like the people that could joke with them and, joke around them. I mean, there was a couple of them. I mean, sure, like when I had to do front end managers, so I had to watch them, make sure they did the right thing. I had this one, he always used to give me the pound when I walk by. I think his name was John too. I forgot. I actually forgot his name. But all of a sudden, like I never. Sometimes I just walk around him, and I didn't think he sees me. All of a sudden, he'd be throwing out the pound, give him a fucking pound. He was cool as shit. But his bagging skills were fucking horrible. Like my man would just throw eggs right away, eggs right at the bottom of the fucking like brown bag, right? And then he'd take that gallon of milk and just fucking toss it in the top every time, every fucking time. I used to be like, John, be like, you gotta stop. The eggs have to go in a separate bag with the bread. And then he's like, no, I like my eggs and milk together. Both are dairy. I'm like, well, listen, I get they're both dairy, but you're gonna break them. So every time it'd be like it was a reoccurrence like type thing. I would have to go. He break the fucking eggs with a gallon of milk. I would have to go down the dairy aisle, get the fucking eggs, put the broken eggs in the return fucking wagon, and like give him a fucking new bag. It was happening pretty much like every week. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun, like working with those guys, man, because everything is just like it's always something. It's always like it's just funny. It's just real funny. I think people like get so uptight when you talk like about them or whatever, and you just gotta like you can't take life too serious. Nobody's really being a villain, you know, and making fun of them. When you're hanging out, talking to them, goofing around with them, that's the difference. But that's the difference in life with with anything. People like nowadays are just too sensitive about like anything, especially like with social media. You get the hashtags going and people want to cancel you and all that nonsense. It's just wrong. Something got to give, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be like maybe something we could do like hashtag don't be a pussy, you know? So it's like just chill out. Don't take anything so serious. Joke around, have a good time, relax. Get a lot of these uptight morons on here. Tell you, just you go scroll up and down social media, man. It's a bad place sometimes. Definitely a bad place. Because I do like the Giants podcast too. The BBO NYG podcast. If you guys want to like and subscribe there, if you want to hear me talk with Jules and my friend John, uh, talk about Giants football, but all football. We do the spreads, picks, and there's a whole like even the Giants fan base. Like we all should be rooting for the team, and people still complain about like everything about the team. It's like, dude, we're 7-5-1, and all you guys do is want to complain about shit. You want to bitch about the quarterback. You want to bitch about the running back. You want to bitch about how much these guys are getting paid, who should come back, the salary cap. Can't you just shut the fuck up and root for the team? Everything got to be so like negative and criticize. Like it's amazing. Like Giants are in the playoff hunt. They could probably win one or two more games and they could be in there. But already people are doing like these mock drafts and being all like Debbie Downer. So like, dude, we have an important game on Sunday night. If we win that, we're probably in the playoffs. But all you want to do is bitch and complain about it. But that's how like social media has become. And a lot of people has become like that too. It's like, yo, you gotta stay upbeat and you know, don't be such a negative Nelly out there. What we doing out here in the world? You walk around, you see all these mouth breathers just being all upset about shit. Right? You can't even go to fucking like Caldors or Bradley's or a supermarket without some maniac yelling at a fucking like the courtesy person because they didn't get their coupon or some shit. Like, what the fuck?
Go crazy. Ah, go stupid. Ah!
And there was one thing I read, like, I forgot where it was, probably in the hood somewhere. Like, that's where it usually happens in these destitute areas. I think they went into like Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Kentucky Fried Chicken at that place was out of corn. So told the customer, like, listen, man, we don't have any fucking corn. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I just work here. You know what I'm saying? And the customer pulled out the gun and fucking shot the employee because the employee said we didn't have fucking corn. Like, what? I'm like, is this what has become like? Why are people like this crazy? Why are people losing their fucking minds like that? I mean, I remember doing the courtesy desk at the supermarket back in the day. You deal with the crazies, but it was never like that. I mean, I had one guy, I don't know, I guess I was driving the delivery van or whatever, or my car, or whatever. And he came up to me. He's like, oh, I was behind you. You cut me off or some shit at the courtesy desk. I fucking went off. I wanted to fucking kill him. I remember Joe, my old manager at the supermarket, threw me into like the office by the courtesy desk where the door locks. He's like, yo, stay the fuck in here. It's like I don't want you to get fired or whatever from like, you never know with like corporate or whatever, but all of a sudden you just hear me yelling. I wish I had tape of it back in the day, man. I was so stupid, such a hothead. I was yelling at the guy. I was like, it wasn't me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop blaming me. Get the fuck out of here. Like this. Oh man, I could see this dude. This asshole's wearing like a tank top too. I could picture his fucking face. I just wish I just took one of those fucking dollar milk bottles, deposit on it, just fucking smash that milk bottle over his fucking head. Uh, those were the days. Those were the fucking days. But I had like a little like road rage, I guess, because I haven't been feeling that great. I had it on Monday. Monday, like, Giants lost on Sunday to the Eagles, which I hate the Eagles. So I was driving to work and I was making a left, and this bus was coming up. And the only way the bus could go is to make a left to hop on the parkway. So I'm like, all right, I know the bus is going. So I'm like, I started like rolling through the stop sign a little bit. After I stopped, and all of a sudden, like the bus, instead of him going to just be on his way, he literally stopped in the middle of the road and honked at me. I'm like, this is 7:30 in the morning, this motherfucker. So he just fucking stopped in the middle of the road, and I was furious because I know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fucking fault, right? So I fucking, of course, I'm in a little bit of a fucking rage. So I go in the other lane with oncoming traffic just so I could stop by his door, where the doors for the bus, just to give him the finger and be like, yo, fuck you, you asshole. Like I was fucking going at it. All the kids on the bus were horrified. I think they were crying. Like we're all honking and shit. I was like, I'll kill you. And then poor kids. And then like I just fucking drove away on, and go to work or whatever. But a coworker of mine was like right behind me. And as soon as he got to work, he just pointed at me, started laughing. So I had to tell the people the story in that. But yeah, it's like don't start with me. Like, listen, I'm a nice guy. I'm not gonna get out of my car with a gun and shoot you. But if you stepped out of the bus, like it's probably gonna be on because road rage like gets you fucking crazy. It gets you to the point where you're just like, fuck, like fuck you. But for him to have the audacity to just literally stop the bus and just a honk like that, I'm like, you fucking asshole. One thing I was joking about, there was no kids on the bus. If there was kids on the bus, I would have not acted all fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely did think about jumping out of my car and just banging on that door where the bus door is and just like, get the fuck out of there. But that's what it does. Like road rage, like I know people know what I'm saying is true because you could be like the nicest person in the world, but yo, that road rage shit just fucking it got my blood boiling, man. Like I almost think like it was Monday at 7:35. I know that bus comes there probably every day of the week. Like on Monday morning, you bet your ass, like 7:35, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see that fucking guy again. I know that's crazy. I know, I know. I'm trust me. I'm listening to myself. I know I'm fucking nuts,
Smokes.
but
Tricky smokes. Pump.
I'm not really gonna
and
do that.
skip scap
But I did think about it.
scalawags. Hoes,
But who
heifers.
wants that on your conscience? I don't want to fucking take this guy. What if he comes out and just gets like a nice shot on me, and then I go down? You know what I mean? And then I gotta fucking tell like the coworkers, yeah, I got beat up by this fucking bus driver. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen. Because if it comes to blows like that, like you have to go all out. You can't lose in a fit of road rage. You just gotta go for it. You gotta go for the juggler. But listen, I'm trying to be a better person. I think I'm a great person. Okay. I don't really I don't get into fights. I don't do any of that. I don't, fucking really make fun of people, at least not anymore.
Look so sexual.
Maybe like high school I did that fucking shit, but you know, I think I'm a decent fellow. I'm out here trying to tell it how it is, tell the people all these fucking stories is going on, even the fruitcakes out there. Like there's a last topic before I go. I don't know if you guys know Sam Britton. He's uh he's at that the non-binary nuclear waste guru, and he accidentally stole like luggage from an airport one day a couple weeks ago, right? This is somebody the Biden administration, I guess, hired you know, for our nuclear waste, which is fucking nuts. So this fucking clown, he's if you know what I'm talking about, Sam Britton, he's the fucking guy that works here, some dude, and he just wears like high heels and dresses. I'm like, didn't that come up during the interview process? Like, if this dude showed up to the Biden administration, and was looking for a job, and he just shows up in like a suit and like high heels, I mean, that's a red flag. I mean, that's a red flag. If anything's a red flag, that's a major red flag. And lipstick. And this guy, if he shows up for the interview wearing lipstick and high heels, like, he's mentally fucked up. He's not all fucking there. I don't care if I'm gonna get heat from like the tranny community or whatever the fuck community you are, but listen, if you show up like a freak and you're just wearing to work like fucking high heels and lipstick and you're a dude, like, you have mental issues. You need to get your ass fucking checked out. Okay. You're not all fucking there. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not. It's just, what I'm saying? You just don't do that. I can't believe I have to like explain that to people. Like, you know what I mean? There's people that are like siding with this guy, which is crazy. But anyway, a couple weeks ago, he fucking stole luggage at the airport, and he was like, "Oh, it was an accident. I'll return it or whatever." Then this motherfucker, like a few days ago, did it again. He fucking stole somebody else's luggage, like at the airport. Like, that's his thing. Like, this guy's fetish is to steal like people's fucking luggage and see what's in there. Like, what the fuck? This is just another example of people just fucking losing their minds. And listen, I'm all for equality, all the people like, getting, their share of anything, everybody equal, whatever. But there's a difference between everybody getting a shot and people being like mentally ill. And listen, I mean, that dude is mentally ill. You don't see fucking dudes wearing high heels and lipsticks just walking around like it's a normal thing. You know what I mean? So Biden administration, you fucking screwed us again with these fucking cornflakes. You got to see it. You got to see this fucking picture. It's sick. He's with people dressed in like those leather bondage masks and shit, and like with whips, and he's wearing dresses. I tell you, man, it's just another group of people that are fucked up. Those people are fucked up. Okay, I'm just gonna say it how it is. I don't care if you hate on me for it, but you're mentally unstable if you're doing that kind of shit. Just know it. Just know it. You need help. That's all it is. It's not normal. Shit. You expect to see that like at, I don't know, McDonald's or something. You expect to see it like maybe Ronald McDonald dressed in high heels with lipstick on. I mean, he already has like clown makeup, so I guess you can't really see the lipstick, but you expect to see that there. Not the fucking White House. Wherever the fuck. Nuclear waste guru. Dude's working for the Biden administration, fucking high heels. What the fuck? I don't know, but I gotta wrap this show up. I took more NyQuil. I took NyQuil like 15 minutes before I started recording this pod. Then I was waiting for Nick to come on, and then Nick was gonna be late, like real late again for the podcast. I'm like, I can't wait, man. Once I take the NyQuil, then all of a sudden, like, it starts to hit me. Within like a half hour, that shit like really starts to hit you, wear you down a little bit. But I need it, man. NyQuil's the best. Like I said, kids, so you take like about a cup and a half of NyQuil, do like a little half more of the dosage, that definitely puts you out. You have fucking great sleep, crazy dreams, and I don't know, it's just good stuff. I don't know what the fuck they put in it, but I can see why these fucking hood cats are fucking like dumping NyQuil into like Sprite and calling it Slurp. I think that's the drink. Like, yo, I'm with that. I'm with some fucking Slurp, man. I mean, I'm not gonna be drinking Slurp when like 2 in the afternoon when I'm just trying to do things. You know what I'm saying? Try to work or work out. But I'll do it at night. I'll drink some Slurp at night. I don't give a fuck. You know? It's crazy. And when I bought NyQuil, like it was like behind, it was like locked up. I had to go get somebody to fucking buy NyQuil. So these motherfuckers are just out robbing these fucking places. It's crazy. We have to fucking lock shit up. Now you got people just running into business, fucking taking shit. But that's another topic for another day. But listen, thanks again for listening to me ramble. Uh Hopefully you guys like the podcast. You know what it is. So if you take anything from this podcast, take my advice. If you get sick, take the NyQuil. It's the best part of it. Do that, have some crazy dreams, and man, take just enjoy life, man. You know, joke around, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Right? That Bobby McFerrin song. Don't worry, be happy. Woo, hoo, hoo. All right, yeah, I'm fucking losing my mind now. Definitely too much quill. Maybe I'll have a little bit more before I go to bed. You know, get 2 cups, get a little fucking nuts. And I'll tell you about my dreams next week on the Mix It Up podcast. But I'm out. Peace, guys.
Sunshine speaks through the rain as the morning clouds go home. It's been a year since I've seen that day. Time has really grown. Just picking up the pieces of a warm embrace. Headed down to the end of that stream. Head on down to the river with me. Fa la la diddley, oh, come to the river with me. Fa la la diddley, oh, where the river meets the stream. October came and it went away with the leaves still on the floor. Trickles into the month of May. I can't ignore the words they left like seasons, and I cannot change. Skipping stones inside my head when you went on down to the river with me. Fa la la diddley, oh, come to the river with me. Fa la la diddley, oh, where the river meets the stream. Oh, down that river. Oh, down that river. Oh, down that river. Yeah. When you walked away from me. October came and it went away with the leaves still on the floor. Skipping stones